Hello my crafty friends, it's me Lisa, the DIY Diva. Have you been looking for some new and easy Valentine decor or craft ideas? Well, if you have, today's video has been made just for you. I've put together a few brand new Valentine DIY crafts that are super easy and so beautiful, just in time for Valentine's Day. Now, I found these signs at Dollar Tree, and my Dollar Tree doesn't have the plain wooden hearts, so I thought this would be a good stand-in. So I removed all of the wood extras from the sign. I took off the hanger, and then I also pulled off that stake. And I finally found some of these tiles at my last outing to Dollar Tree, and this is what's really going to make this project easy. And I want to save as much of that tile as I can for future projects, so I cut off what I would need to cover the heart. Then I removed the adhesive backing and I used Dollar Tree wood glue to secure it to the wooden heart. And if you've never used these tiles before, when you start cutting them, it takes the adhesive backing off. So it's not one solid piece, it's a separate adhesive sheet on the back of the tile. But the Dollar Tree wood glue works really well for securing these tiles to wood and other materials. And I let the wood glue set for probably about 6 hours. Then I came back with some scissors and just cut it down so the tile looks like a heart. Next, I used some different acrylic paints, and since it is Valentine's Day, I'm just using different shades of red and pink and adding in some antique white to lighten it up and make it more of a pastel. This works really well for projects like this if you don't have that lighter color. And the antique white is more of a cream color, and I really like the look that it gives to the paint. So I just kind of pounce painted the acrylic paint onto the heart. I wanted to make sure to cover all parts of the tile. And once the paint had dried, I came back with some chalk paint. Now this is Dixie Belle chalk paint, and I really like this color. It's also kind of a cream color, and I lightly brushed that across the raised portions of the tile. I think this would be really pretty with other colors too, maybe a darker red or even a burgundy. And once I had the heart painted, I went to find some different fabrics that look kind of farmhouse and kind of homespun, and I literally just ripped the fabric into strips. I started by cutting it a little bit with the scissors, but then I just ripped down the material. That gives it that tattered edge, which I really like when I'm making a bow. So this is not going to be a traditional bow. This is just kind of a messy bow. So I'm stacking different types of material on top of each other, and then I'm going to gather everything up and tie it with some jute string. And I found this jute twine at Dollar Tree. It's a pretty big roll of jute for $1.25. So I just wrapped the jute around the center of all of those material strips and then just tied it into a knot. I think I got a little excited with all of the different types of fabric and ribbon to use in this bow. So I think hindsight, if I were making this again, I probably would not put quite so many pieces of the material into the bow. And then I just separated out the pieces of material and the ribbon, basically the stack of material and ribbon. And then I hot glued it off to the side on the heart tile. I moved the ribbon and material a little bit more to really make it look like a messy bow. And then I just added some extra embellishments that I had, and I've had for a long time. I think that gold cordage, I found that at Hobby Lobby, and I like the look that it gives, so it looks a little bit fancier underneath that messy bow. I took a second one and I hot glued it opposite of the first one. So the first one I put down on the lower corner, and this one I put up higher opposite on the upper corner. And I also found these keys at Hobby Lobby. They were so pretty, and one of them actually had a heart on it, and I thought it would be perfect for Valentine's Day. But I wanted to add a little bit more ribbon. I don't know if I should have done that or not, but I added some more velvet ribbon to the center of my messy bow. And then I tore some scrapbook paper. It has kind of a texture to it, and then I just tore all the way around the edges. I want this to look kind of tattered and old. And then I found a sticker that says love on it. I believe I got this from Temu. And once I put that sticker onto the scrapbooking paper, I wasn't really happy with that torn edge, so I just used my scissors and cleaned it up. Then I came back with some distressing ink and put that all the way around the edges to make it look a little older and wrinkled it up a bit. And then I secured it in place onto the heart, along with a couple of wooden buttons. And of course, since it's Valentine's Day, I wanted to add a heart button. And then the key. Then I came back with the distressing ink and I used that all the way around the edges of the heart. And I thought it might look kind of nice to add a little bit of that distressing ink to the interior of the heart as well. And I am really glad that I decided to do that because I do like how that looks. All that was left to do was to put a hanger on the back of the heart. So I used some jute twine to make a hanger and secured it in place with some hot glue, and then put a piece of scrapbooking paper over top of the jute so that will give it a little bit more of a finished look. And here's my heart, all ready to be displayed for Valentine's Day this year. I really like how this turned out. It was very easy to do, and I think it looks so pretty. Okay, I was really lucky when I went to Dollar Tree and I found one of these heart wreaths. And it's very pretty like it is, but I don't want to use it like this. I'm gonna go ahead and take off all of that tinsel. I don't want all of that material on the heart. I'm basically looking for the wreath form itself. All of the Dollar Trees that I've been visiting, they don't have the heart wreath forms, and this one is actually perfect for what I want to use it for. So I removed all of that tinsel garland that was all over the heart. Then I came back with a nipping tool and I removed all of the edges around the heart. So all of the little pokey ends that were holding that tinsel shiny garland in place, I removed all of those on the outside of the heart as well as the inside of the heart. Now, can you see why this is such a nice wreath form? So I have all of these flowers that I got on Amazon. They actually came in a box set, and these fit perfectly into those little squares. It's like a grid on the heart wreath. So I did set up all of the flowers at first to kind of get an idea of how I wanted them to be for my wreath. And next I used some hot glue to secure each of the flowers to the wreath form. I tried to keep the flowers uniform, so whatever I did on one side of the heart, I tried to duplicate that on the opposite side. And I used the larger flowers first, and then came back with more of a medium flower to fill in the empty spaces around the heart. And when I ran out of the larger flowers, then I started using the smaller flowers to fill in the open spaces. And again, whatever I did on one side of the heart, I tried to repeat that on the opposite side. I definitely like that a lot better than how it originally was. I added a few extra foam roses to the top. And here is my completed wreath. I love how this turned out. The pink flowers are just so beautiful and perfect for Valentine's. Now, a long time ago, I made some faux pumpkin cookies, and I thought these wooden hearts would be really pretty if I could make them look like cookies. So I took a couple of different colors of acrylic paint. So this is Country Tan, and then I also took some Antique White and mixed them together. I want to make these wooden hearts look like sugar cookies. By mixing the two acrylic colors together, I did get pretty close to the color that I was looking for. So I painted all the way around the outside edge of the hearts, as well as the flat part of the heart too. I didn't paint the bottom side, only the part that's going to show, which is the top. So this will be the top of my cookies. I did come back and add a little bit more of the Antique White just to lighten up my cookies a little bit. It did take a couple of coats of the acrylic paint to really cover up the wood grain pattern that was on the hearts. And once my cookies were dry, or the wooden hearts, I had red glitter glue sticks, and I thought I would try to use those first because on the other cookies that I'd made in the past, I used orange glue sticks and they worked perfect, but they weren't glitter. And the red is a little bit hard to work with. And I wasn't really happy with how the glue stick look was looking. So I came back with some Dollar Tree glitter glue and I covered up all of the hot glue that was glitter on each of the cookies. And while the glitter glue did work pretty well, I did end up coming back with some Dollar Tree red glitter and put that all over the cookies because that was the look that I really wanted. I think the red glitter was the way to go, and I should have done that from the beginning. Now, one extra step that I took with each of my cookies to secure that glitter in place was to use a little bit of a spray-on Mod Podge. This spray Mod Podge works really well, especially when you're working with glitter and you don't want it to get everywhere and you want it to stay in place. Something else that would work really well if you didn't have the spray Mod Podge is you can actually use an aerosol hairspray to get similar to the same look. And here are the cookies. I think they do look like cookies, at least a faux cookie. And I think they're really pretty. You can see some of that hot glue that I originally did is still visible, but the glitter honestly was the way to go. And I wish I would have done that from the start of the project. Now, have you seen these signs at Dollar Tree? They don't have them all the time, but I had a few of them and I saw something on Etsy and it was so pretty, and it's just a sign that says love. And I had this wine colored acrylic paint and I thought it would look really nice, that dark red color without being a really bright red. So I did do a couple of coats of that wine colored paint. And once it was dry, I came back with the Antique White and I just wrote out the word love in the lower corner of the sign. Now, if you have a Cricut machine, you could use vinyl for this, or you could use a stencil, but I just wanted to see what it would look like if I just hand painted the letters onto the sign. Then I came back and drew little tiny hearts all over the sign as well. And if you want to draw hearts like this, they're very easy. It's literally like you're making a V and it looks like a heart. And I just had to get one more heart in there somewhere, just one. Okay, maybe 2 hearts, just a couple of more hearts. When you're doing a craft like this, sometimes it's really hard to make yourself stop and not have too many things in the background. Then I came back with this little sander and I sanded down all of the edges around the sign. And here is my finished sign, ready for my Valentine decorating. Like the other projects, this one was very simple to do, and I really like how it turned out, and I'm really glad that I made it. Now, I got this at Hobby Lobby because all of their Christmas is 90% off, so it was less than I would buy it at Dollar Tree. And I took some Dixie Belle paint and I painted over this sign. I painted everything, all of the beads, the lettering, everything got a coat of the Dixie Belle paint. What's really nice with this paint is it's one coat. So even though the lettering of the sign was black, it did not show through, which I was really impressed. That's one of the many reasons of why I really like Dixie Belle paint. Yes, it is more expensive, but a little bit does go a long way. And the finish that it gives is really nice too. So like I said, I painted everything on the sign, the top, the sides, in between all of the little beading, everything. And once that had time to dry, I came back with some of that Country Tan acrylic paint and I lightly brushed it all over the sign. With the raised beads around the edges, it really picked up the paint and I think it looks really nice. And I'm really happy that I did something like this because this is something that I can use in a lot of my decorating no matter which season it is. And I thought this would be the perfect display for my wooden cookies that I made. Now I got this box at Dollar Tree and then I had these wooden knobs, like drawer pulls, drawer knobs. And what I did was take 4 of them and hot glue them to the bottom of the Valentine box. Next I came back with some Dollar Tree floral foam and I took a couple of the pieces to see if it would fit into the box. It was pretty perfect, but I thought I might want to have it be a little bit lower. So I cut off the ends and secured the foam into the box with some hot glue. Next, I came back with a bunch of different flowers that were all in shades of pink. So I'm using the bottom of the Dollar Tree gift box to be a Valentine vase for some flowers. Talk about an easy project to do. I'm sure you have lots of silk flowers and I'm sure your Dollar Tree has these boxes right now and it makes a really nice bouquet to either add to your decorating or even to give as a gift. And even though the flowers are fake or artificial, I think they look really nice in the heart box, the heart vase, and I love this addition for my Valentine decorating. And I still have more Valentine DIYs to share with you. If you don't want to miss anything, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you click the bell notification, you'll get an alert when I have new videos coming out. And as you can see, I still have so many projects that I have to share with you. These are so easy to do, so much fun, and I can't wait to share them with you. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and I'll see you in the next video.